find a lot of money and then just hide out and watch movies and record podcasts.
I have to kill my brother?
Yep, we just gotta kill everybody to it.
Okay.
All right. I'm Jason.
I'm Jules.
we doing Filmographies. Hey, it's time for some more Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Is this 4?
Yeah, Legacy of Rage, 1986. Rated R.
X.
1 hour and 30 minutes. Although I think it's slightly longer than that. Tagline, this is where it gets so fucking infuriating. Like father, like son. He didn't have a father in the movie. So clearly they're banking on the fact that he's Bruce Lee's boy. And they're like, hey, remember all those movies Bruce Lee was in? This is like that. Because it's his son.
It's not at all.
It's not.
Not even close.
It is
bang, bang, shoot 'em.
a typical formulaic crime saga movie. It spans several years. Almost a decade. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, it's in the synopses.
Which, I mean, you want to just read that?
Yeah. Hey, guys, you know what the Legacy of Rage is? It's punches.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee works 2 jobs to support and hopefully one day marry his sweetheart May, Regina Kent. Brandon's friend Michael Wong, is the son of a local crime lord. Michael is also pining for May, something fierce. When Michael needs a fall guy to pin the murder of a local corrupt cop, he sets up Brandon, thus clearing the way towards May's loins. Will Brandon eventually get out and reunite with his sweetheart and break the cycle of his legacy of rage?
So, this was directed by Ronnie Yu.
Oh, did he get his greedy on?
He directed The Bride with White Hair.
Oh.
Which is a Chinese movie.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. You speak as though
well, I
it's
mentioned
common knowledge that he's made Bride with White Hair.
I mentioned that because then he also directed Bride of Chucky.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah. He also directed Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, that's bad.
And he produced It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World numero 2.
When did that come out?
I don't know.
That must come out. Hey, Freddy vs. Jason?
Yep.
One of the few movies I've walked out on. And you know when I walked out on it? In like the last 5 minutes.
The only
I couldn't take anymore.
Movie I walked out on was Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Because the guy that I went with who actually bought the tickets wanted to walk out.
Huh.
Otherwise, I would have just watched it. If I'm understanding this correctly, Clifton Coe, who plays manager, he wrote this movie.
Really?
The screenplay. He also directed It's a Mad, Mad World 2 and It's a Mad, Mad World 2.
Now, are these... I don't think those are actual sequels to the other thing, because isn't that one, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World? There's more
3
Mads.
I'm sorry, there's 3 Mads.
Okay.
In this. I don't know, man. Raymond Fung did the screenplay, who also played Raymond Sai Hung Fung's drug buyer driver. And he also produced the Jean-Claude movie Knockoff, I think. I wrote this like years ago.
Knockoff's after the sweet spot, right? Knockoff's a few past Van Damme's popularity in America.
Yeah, Knockoff is with
Natasha Henstridge?
Possibly, but I think specifically
Dennis Rodman?
Rob Schneider.
What?
Yeah, he's in there. He's his sidekick, but he's also CIA.
Is he like, you can do it?
He is like that. So this was, of course, Brandon Lee's first and only Hong Kong movie.
Yeah, I think you called him Brendan again.
Brandon. You hear Brendan. That's a you problem.
Okay.
It's one of those movies, as obviously depicted, where everybody, their character is their actual first name, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Lee plays Brandon Ma. Michael Wong plays Michael. Actually, it's just 2 people. But the hand-to-hand fight sequences contain elements of Jeet Kune Do, which is the way of the intercepting fist, which is Bruce Lee's thing. Right? You remember the belly dancer in here?
No.
Oh. Well, she is actually portrayed by none other than legendary belly dancer, writer, producer, and actress
Elvira.
Tanya Lamani George.
Oh.
She's perhaps best known for her work on TV shows such as
Elvira.
Get Smart, Star Trek, McHale's Navy, and I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh.
In that memorable episode that you remember right now.
I feel like belly dancing is almost always like 50-year-old ladies, like shaking and twisting in front of you, and you're like, I don't want this.
According to director Ronnie Yu, he had originally intended for the film to be more martial arts heavy.
Oh.
However, Brandon Lee expressed absolutely no desire to perform any martial arts for the film to avoid the inevitable comparisons to his father.
Fuck.
Who was Bruce Lee, by the way. This required Yu to drastically change the entire direction of the movie and ultimately decided to go with a style more akin to the heroic bloodshed gun sequences seen in John Woo's A Better Tomorrow.
Okay, listen, I love the gun stuff. I'm a little bummed out that he tried to avoid that stuff. Because, I mean, he gives in later.
Well, and if you're actually good at it.
Yeah.
I wonder what his thing was with this movie. If it was like, I gotta pay the bills.
Well, no,
to
he
never do another Hong Kong movie.
Well, I think he wanted to make it in America because that's where he lived.
Sure, but I mean, his dad kind of tried that and failed and then went back to Hong Kong.
So he's probably like, I'm going to fucking do it.
And made fucking Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
So the deal with this movie, because we were talking about Legacy of Rage.
Here's the deal now, y'all.
It starts off, he's just like a young guy working 2 jobs.
That's some karate shit, right?
Yeah. He's a waiter and maybe something else.
Yeah, what's his second job?
It's unclear. They don't show him doing anything until later when he has other jobs. He's also dating May, but he's also friends with Michael. But Michael wants to be with May.
Michael seems like he should be famous.
I kind of expected to look at his filmography and be like, of course.
Yeah. He seemed like handsome and cool.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed like he should have done some shit. He didn't do anything?
I mean, he's, been a working actor, but nothing that I was like, of course,
Yeah.
That movie.
He wasn't in Mission Impossible 2.
He wasn't. Nor was he in Hard Boiled, so to hell with him. Oh, and Bolo Young pops up.
Who?
Bolo Young.
Who?
Bolo Young.
Who's that?
He's the guy who shows up at the bar like, I want to talk to the manager.
Oh, that guy who's an asshole? Oh, yeah. I know who that is.
Kickboxer.
Yeah.
He also fought Bruce Lee. I want to say of Enter the Dragon.
Really? Oh, that guy's ready to fuck people up.
He does.
And he's a bitch in this movie, too, yeah.
He was a bitch in Bloodsport, too.
Oh, there we go. That's probably what I know
Dude's
from.
kicking everybody's ass, but then he's got to throw powder in Jean-Claude's face.
He's got such a specific look. I instantly recognized him. I was like, that guy, he's in a million things.
He's talking a big talk. I want to see the manager.
Sir, are you looking for me?
Are you the manager?
Yes. Is something wrong?
Of course something's wrong. Or I wouldn't be here.
I want the money that you don't owe me, but we're kind of embezzling.
Someone is collecting already.
They get their protection money. Now I want mine.
Brandon spills beer on him, and then he punches him and Brandon in the stomach.
Isn't it his fault that Brandon spills the beer on him, too,
It
though?
is.
Yeah, it's entirely his fault.
Absolutely. And he punches Brandon in the stomach, and then Brandon punches him in the stomach.
1 punch each. Now we're even, pal.
He goes, oh boy, we're going to go out in the alley and we're going to fight.
Is this when he does the finger pointing? Brandon Lee? I fucking love that finger pointing shit so much, dude.
And he fucks him up.
He's ready to rock.
Big time.
It's like he's calling his shot, and then he fucking does it. It's
And he does.
amazing.
And it's super good. And God, I wish there was more of it.
I'm going to punch your head off and send you through a wall.
But then the police arrive and they arrest Bolo, and Brandon escapes on a fire escape. That's why they call it that.
Doesn't Michael lead him out?
They're like, hey, come back in the building. He goes back in the building. Michael's dad is the local crime lord who's also doing a lot of drug deals.
Dr. Yakuza.
And he's got a cop in his back pocket.
Very small cop.
I was actually surprised and proud.
Little guns. What? You proud?
They had hired such a small actor. And he talks like this because he's tiny. Sounds like he's full of helium.
That didn't sound like helium, though.
Each their own. So, he's trying to get a motorcycle too, I guess, or whatever. And the dad's like, man, this cop's squeezing the hell out of me. Stepping on my drugs, taking my money. And Michael's like, well, let's just kill him and we'll get a different cop. He's like, hey, you know what? It's not a bad idea.
Did we skip past the, drug thing in the beginning? The drug delivery where the guy on the rollerblades gets the drugs?
Oh, he must have. Yeah, he's rollerblading around.
And then he's like, oh, I'm going to take some of this money and put it in my pants. And the next time you see him, he's got a giant fucking hole in his forehead.
Well, not really the next time. Moments after that, they shoot him.
They show shooting him? I thought they just showed him, laying on the ground with the hole.
I thought they showed him getting blasted.
Could be.
Because the guy comes down the Joker steps with his Uzi.
Yes.
He blasts on him, I think.
Hey! Yeah.
And I guess that's meaningless because it doesn't really matter. that they kill that guy. And
He shouldn't be trying to steal.
no, he should.
You just deliver it on those fucking rollerblades. What the fuck, man?
You got your spandex. Just gleam the cube and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
So they get into their heads. We're gonna have to kill. Oh no, I think they're on the beach, and Bolo Young's guys come driving over dunes and beat up everybody. Brandon,
Oh, they sure do.
Michael, and Michael's just like,
They were hanging out on the boat shooting that gun before this, yeah.
they were doing that, yeah, at Watermelon, real Gallagher type shit.
Are you ready to smash some fruit?
So Michael's like, all right, Dad, you're getting sick and old. I think we got to kill this cop, and I'll pin it on Brandon Lee, and then that'll also allow me to rape May.
This is so fucked up, too, because it's like they're a trio.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it seem very much like they're a trio?
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's three of us. I have a best friend and there's a girl, and send the best friend to jail. What, man? Come on.
Well, and he's like fawning over her and shit, and she's like, "Brat, I'm with Brandon Ma over here."
You're like a rich gangster's child.
Yeah,
Why don't you just get a different lady?
right. Why don't, you're a real hunk golden. Why don't you just...
Find an O'Brien, and then you can still hang out. Brandon Lee's your road dog.
So he's like, "Hey, Brandon, why don't you come to this Indian restaurant? There's a belly dancer, and I just want to show you a good time and do this thing. But don't worry about that." So he plants a gun because he's got two guns that have identical bullet markings. So his boy will shoot the cop, and they're banking on the fact that at some point Brandon will get his hands on the other gun and be caught with it. So he does, in fact, try to pull one over on the cop. Brandon pulls the gun and shoots it, I believe, to defend his friend, but I think it's full of blanks. And then the other guy kills... Yeah. Uh-huh. The other guy kills the cop, but the cop shoots Michael through the Achilles tendon, and everybody flees, and the cops come in. And even though Brandon isn't holding the gun, he runs outside. The cops are waiting for him, and they're like, "You're under arrest for murder." It's like, first off, you haven't even been in the restaurant to know if somebody's been murdered.
It was definitely this guy, though.
He's him. He's got a blue coat on. You're going to jail for 8 years, dipshit. And he goes, "Hey, May, I'm going to be in here for 8 years.
I'm sorry. I promised I'd marry you, but I can't do it now.
Go on without me." And she's like, "No, I think I'll just wait," or whatever. But then Michael, he's gunning for her. He's like, "Hey, May, get in this car. I'll take you to go see Brandon. I have a way to get him out of jail. Psych, I'm going to try to rape you."
Yeah.
And she jumps out of the car while it's moving, and then they try to run her over.
Yeah.
Because she had the audacity to jump out of the car while he was trying to rape her.
That's horrible.
Even though she's currently pregnant.
Yep.
They run her over, and the guy...
Jules, she didn't get a chance to tell anybody. You stole her thunder.
I did.
Guys, she's pregnant. Send her your cards.
They were going to do a fucking reveal party, and it was just going to end up in a forest fire. So I think I'm doing the Lord's work here. So she gets away, and she goes to the manager, and he's like, "Oh, baby, they beat me up. You're going to need to get out of town."
They want to find you. You're better off not here. Go away. Go to Macau, Orlando Island. Just don't show up here anymore. Guys like Michael, you have to avoid them.
He's unstoppable.
He's the Terminator.
Yep. He's
You
like
know?
that train in the Chris Pine Denzel Washington movie.
It's called a derailer, for Christ's sake. That's what they
that
do.
size, going that fast, it'll vaporize anything that gets in its way.
Exactly.
Unstoppable.
And we're coming up on that turn. That's what in the movie.
Is that what happens?
But I think they make the turn
Do they?
because they lean.
Really?
So he's going to jail for 8 years.
Mississippi Basala.
There's a couple of white guys in jail who I would venture to guess are British.
Yeah, what the fuck? This is one of the weirdest things about the movie.
You talking to me?
Well, it's the same thing for the Indian restaurant. There's a lot of white people in there who I assume are British because at this time, believe it or not, the British still had colonizing control over Hong Kong. You believe that? Can you believe that?
I think I kind of remember, was it the turn of the century when they gave it up? Like 2000?
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
So it was like their Monaco, Hong Kong.
God, all those white people in the jail was so confusing to me.
And they dubbed them super harsh. Hey!
Were they in English for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was like really confused by the dubbing, where I was like, kind of seems like it might be them, but it's a little weird.
I think the problem is, and I might get some flack for this.
Oh shit, here we go. Racist?
The problem with Asian people.
Oh, fuck.
No, because typically when they do normal, specifically Chinese movies, Cantonese, Mandarin, Szechuan, any of that shit, they speak incredibly fast. So what they do is they actually dub it slower so that it's more palatable to Western audiences. And so I think they do that for the white guys who are, I believe, speaking English. I think Brandon Lee is actually speaking English in here.
Right.
And they dub a voice over him.
And then for my copy,
Yeah.
he's voiceovering his own voiceover?
Yeah, so I think they actually slow the film down slightly.
Chopping out frames? No, adding frames.
So
what?
that they can get the dialogue a little bit more of a cadence that's palatable. But then that I'm probably making this up, but then that requires them to dub the English voices too, because otherwise they might sound like this.
You know who we should ask? That guy with the comments in the Changeling. Mm-hmm. Hey, Changeling guy, I forgot your name. I knew it a few months ago.
At Peteg 475.
Can you weigh in?
Mm-hmm.
Watch Legacy of Rage.
Please do that.
And the entire history of Chinese film.
Yeah, and not, tell me I'm full of shit, because I might very well be, but...
I mean, we both are. It's great.
It's fantastic.
We're just fucking...
We are living the
shit
life.
city, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm Burly Man, and hey, I'm Weasel Guy, She basically, the whole time that before all of this, there was an old guy
Yeah.
at the club who was all like, hey, come with me, sugar tits.
Miss, let's go to my hotel for a chat.
To your hotel?
Yeah, it keeps seeming like he's going to try to rape her. It's real creepy.
But then he turns out to be like a kind of okay guy.
I'm actually cool. My wife died, and I just want somebody in my life.
I'm super wealthy. I just want a partner.
I'm not going to fuck you.
You'll be my wife because I got to get a beard, but...
Is his dick dead?
Yeah.
He doesn't say.
Well, he doesn't
we
have
know
it anymore.
It's
We
gone.
don't know if it died or not.
Okay.
It's gone, though.
Got lost in the Yakuza Wars of 1924.
And he goes, and I'm still a little skeptical of this guy. Come with me, Michael.
Be one of us.
But then he takes her to go see Brandon. But Michael's guys are there. Oh, duck down. Cab driver, get us out of here. And the cab driver kicks it into high gear and, goes 80 miles per hour in reverse. And the henchman, that's perfectly normal. They're just standing there. Oh, just a cab going ridiculously fast in reverse after it pulled up to the jail and saw us. It's probably not related to the fact that we're waiting here for someone.
Totally makes sense that his guys would just be hanging outside the jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're just going to post up for the next 2 years and hope that she comes to visit him.
Yep.
It's not kind of Cartman-y.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. And so they jump on a boat and leave. And the manager comes like, hey, Brandon.
I don't think May will come back to Hong Kong.
How could she possibly leave me at a moment like this?
She had to leave. May almost got raped by that bastard, Michael. There's more. I also heard that. That night at the Persian restaurant, it was Michael's men who killed Sharky. They only used you as a scapegoat.
And Brandon's getting into some shit because he meets that gun runner guy who's super dope.
Yeah, he's so cool.
I love him.
He's like the best sidekick in the world.
I love him. He's got, I think they call him Four Eyes.
Personal favor. Four-eyed boy.
Or something. Because he's got glasses.
Yeah, but he's chill as fuck. Better shut the fuck up and quit
He's so
talking
dope.
about my buddy.
And the guys are like giving him a hassle, but he's even chill about that too. But, Brandon whoops some butt. And they're like, oh my God.
And he's like, you're my guy now.
Yeah. And then and we're not gonna mess with you guys. But he's also getting into some shit, and there's a guard there who is trying to steer him on the straight path. He takes him down to a cage in the basement where they have all these old mattresses.
Shut the fuck up.
But it turns out the manager knows him, and he's looking out for Brandon, for the manager, because Brandon's like a son to him.
I'll watch him for you. I told you it's not for me.
I'll keep an eye on him for you, friend.
And he tries to escape, but the guard, he's pretty lenient, and he does his time. 8 years. And he gets out. The gun dealer dude, he gets out before him. He's like, hey, look me up, man. I'll help you out in the climax of the movie. And Brandon gets out, and Michael's like king shit of fuck mountain at this point.
Is his dad dead?
He's ailing, if not dead. I think he's wearing a bunch of coats over his shoulder.
To signify all the people that he's killed?
To signify that he's the boss. You don't put your arms through sleeves anymore.
No.
You just drape the coat over your shoulder.
Like a cape?
Mm-hmm. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And, he's running shit. He's doing gun stuff, drug stuff. And Brandon is a gas station attendant. And all of a sudden, a fucking Ferrari pulls up.
Hell yeah.
It could just be a guy.
Yeah. Cool dude.
It's not, though. It's Michael.
No.
Hey, Brandon, when'd you get out of prison?
Don't talk to me. I don't like you.
Ah, I was hoping I'd see you, man. You remember the good old times before I tried to rape May?
Hey, when you finish, where? I'll drop by and take you out for supper.
Get the fuck away from me.
And hey, bitch, this is my old boy.
No, I'm not.
Exactly. And so he leaves. He's scared, Michael, knowing that this legacy of rage is, brewing.
Burning inside of him.
In his loins. And Brandon quits. And it's really cool. He goes,
Boss, I want to quit tomorrow. I won't take this month's pay from you in lieu of giving you notice.
Yeah, what the fuck?
For the trouble of losing an employee, and he bows to him. And I'm thinking, God, you want to make America great again. That's the template right there. But he also was working at a junkyard or something.
Yep.
Because May rolls up on him. The old man's there. The boy is there in the car. She's standing out in the rain with an umbrella. And she's like, oh, my God, I love you. I just went with this old guy because Michael was going to do me wrong. And he sees the kid and he goes, oh, you got a kid with this old man now. And the guy goes, hey, get back to work, Brandon. This isn't a non-working area, So he goes back to work and he's all salty because he doesn't know it's his kid. And I believe at this point, they go to the hotel, the old man and May and the boy. And Michael's there and they see him. And he is just ready to rape her again.
You'd rather marry an old man than be with me? How dare you insult me? Come with me!
And they're like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. So Michael shoots the old man.
Kills him?
I believe he... No. He steals May and the boy, and the old man goes to Brandon. And he goes...
Brandon! Michael kidnapped May and your son last night.
My son?
Yeah, he really is your son.
And he goes, well, all right, let's go get some revenge then. Oh, for sure. But then a car pulls up, and they shoot the old man.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then a mild chase ensues, and... Brandon goes to get Four Eyes, and he goes,
I'm afraid this is all I have.
This is fucking great. Show me your couple of guns, Four Eyes. You got like what? You got like a rifle and a shotgun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a gun.
Can you tell me more about this, Julian?
And he opens up is it a shipping container or just a room?
I think it's like a hidden closet that's all guns.
He's got all guns.
Oops, all guns. Wait, no, not oops, all guns. There's also grenades.
Yeah, and maybe a knife or two.
God damn! This dude's ready to roll, man.
Yeah. And they're cocking guns. And
this is just my personal collection.
A big-ass automatic shotgun.
Do you like this double cam move I got over here? I got a sparkling Wonder One beer. We're in fucking party mode, man. It's been a while since we recorded.
And he's gunning it up, and they're putting guns in guns. And then they're like, all right, we're going to go to Michael's compound. And
when's the chase occur? Because they go to the compound, but there's a crazy chase where you discover his friend has been with him the whole time.
They get in a Jeep, and they're driving to Michael's, and then they run into two cars. Mm-hmm. This is the time when all of these movies, the bad guys are driving BMWs.
But his friend's not supposed to be with him. He doesn't know he's with him.
Oh.
He's hiding under a tarp.
Who the hell, asshole?
Well, it's specifically when a grenade gets thrown in his Jeep.
Right, he grabs it and throws it out.
His buddy's there, yeah.
There's a really funny moment where I believe Brandon's driving and Four Eyes is in shotgun. And they both stand up and they're shooting over the top of the Jeep. Apparently he's steering with his knee.
Yeah.
And somehow his leg manages to still reach the accelerator.
This shit's insane.
It's fucking bananas.
It's hilarious and wonderful.
And you could tell they're on just like some dirt road in rural China.
Yeah.
Like they're going up embankments and shit's exploding like it's fucking the A-Team.
If you flip the Jeep, you'll die.
And I think they pull up to the compound and then just start shooting at stuff. And guys are like hidden behind big heads.
Yeah.
Right? And they're just blasting on motherfuckers and, Isn't
he like unloading and then dudes just fall out dead?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey, he's up there. And they just...
Good thing we got these 50 guns we brought with.
You know. And I think they're doing dives and such a little bit.
Shit's dope.
It is. Then
You were looking for kung fu. I was thrilled by a firefight.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Especially 90s Hong Kong firefights. But then Four Eyes gets killed. No. He gets shot.
Okay, but he gets shot, and you're like, oh, you're definitely going to die. You're shot up pretty good in your like chest area, your arms. Well, this guy's going to bleed out.
You can do this, Brandon
Go on
Lee.
without me.
Get that motherfucker.
In my Canadian tuxedo. And then he gets into the room and he finds May, who
She dead.
Well, not only that, she's naked under a sheet, which suggests some nefarious sexual activity occurred. But then they allowed her to cover herself with a sheet before they shot holes into her. She's got the sheet draped over her.
Yeah.
But it's got the gun holes in it.
Wow.
And the blood.
That's horrible.
She's not dead. She's alive.
Oh, she's dying.
She's puking blood.
Michael's bad.
Brandon, Ma, it's your son. Goes, yeah, I know. That old man told me a little while ago.
He's dead too.
And then she dies.
Oh, man.
Where's my son? You know. And then he gets into like a gunfight with Michael, which I think devolves into hand-to-hand combat and maybe a knife or two. And then maybe not. He shoots him. He's dead, though.
But isn't like Michael maybe about to kill him?
I think he thinks he's got the drop on him. And then he shoots him. I got a gun too, a revolver.
I thought Four Eyes pops in and saves him. It's been a while since we watched it.
Yeah. Let's say he does, because that would be far better.
Oh.
But he's not dead.
Or no, maybe Brandon kills Michael, but then there's one or two bad guys left that try to kill Brandon, and Four Eyes kills them.
Brandon does get shot also.
Everybody's getting shot and nobody dies. No, nobody we like that. Well, that's not
No,
true
because I
either.
think at the end, right, like Four Eyes just has a sling, his arm in a sling.
Yeah, dude. It's Four Eyes, Brandon Lee, and Brandon Lee's son, and they're just like walking in snapshots on the beach.
That's right. You think he's about to die, and then all of a sudden the movie just is a series of black and white snapshots of them getting on a boat.
No problem. We're having a great time.
And then
the three of us are raising this child. We're together.
It's like you have the ability to, I'm assuming, cultivate these snapshots from the actual film footage. And you decided to do that instead of just showing the. Maybe they were like, we got to get out of here.
Well, they kept it
4
tight.
minutes before we go over budget. Just do the snapshots. And then the movie ends.
This movie rocks, bro.
It's solid. It's not like wall to wall, but
It's a little bit boring. My brain zoned out here and there when they were doing their story.
You know-
But like the action sequences and the main things happening, I was like, oh, this is pretty rad.
yeah, it's a good movie.
Baller.
Yeah, it's Legacy of Rage, man.
Oh, wait, did you score it? We didn't score it. Let's score
trying
it.
to get
Let's
there.
score the shit right now. I love it.
As a movie, what do you give it?
Man, 6.5 because it should almost be a 7, but it's a 6.5.
I'm
Shit's
going with
exciting.
a 7.
This movie rocks, dude.
It's incredibly competent. It's well made.
And it's fast. This movie's so much better than you would have think.
And Brandon Lee's got like a buzz cut.
Dude, there's a picture of those two idiots, fucking Four Eyes and Brandon Lee with their guns.
Yeah.
Pointing at the camera.
Yes.
It looks like the worst movie on the planet.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, that's the dopest shit in the world. You get to
Solid.
that sequence at the end, it's great. I say 6.5, you say 7. What are you going to give old BL?
It's tough because all of his dialogue, I'm pretty sure, has been dubbed, which impacts the performance a little bit. Was he doing heavy lifting? Was he yelling when that guy's yelling? But I really like seeing him. He looks really good. He could definitely lead a picture, but I'm going to go conservative with
If you
this.
say 7, I'm going to kick this table over.
I'm going to go with a 5.5.
Okay.
What do you give him?
Bro, I'm going to give him a 6, almost exclusively for the pointing sequence. When he points at that guy and he fucks him up. That intense pointing really worked for me, and I'm working within the parameters of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah, Legacy Rage, pretty good.
Yeah.
You guys should watch that shit.
I own this on VHS now.
Hell yeah.
So come at me, bruh.
No, I support your purchasing it on VHS. I don't want to fight you at all.
I don't want to tell you how much it cost me.
Oh, for real? Because you were talking about $9.99 is a lot for a VHS. What were you talking about? One of these edits, you were like, was it maybe Eugene and Levy? What is it, Dominic and Eugene?
Are they a law firm? Eugene and Levy. I don't remember what it is because I own Dominic and Eugene.
Is that like actually like a real VHS from its time, or did somebody put it out recently? Because apparently there's this new wave of like VHS boxes I'm seeing all over the internet.
So the movie's from 86, but the artwork and probably the pressing is from 98.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because usually what happens is, in this case, The Crow came out and was a rousing success.
Mm-hmm.
So then, well, not actually a rousing success, but it caught on. And that's when you start grasping at, well, what else is there? The Tai Sang video marketing was like, we got Legacy of Rage.
I wish they could see your acting right now. I've been Jason.
I've been Jules.
See you next week with Crime Killer. Instagram?
Yeah, all that stuff.
You guys know what it is. Go ahead and give us a call. Fucking email us. Whatever. We know you won't. That's fine. We still like you. We like doing the show. Goodbye.
No, it's just that it's like, yeah, I mean, people say stuff. I've said some damning things on the last episode of this podcast that would ruin my career forever.
Yep.
But I regret it. So, all good.
Yeah.